Hello! For those who don't know me, my name is Eric. In this video about van conversion, I will share what I think are bed design mistakes. Often, at first look, things look great, but ultimately, some aspects of the bed may not be that convenient. Let's go into it because there's a lot to say about this. First issue, you need a bed that is the full length of your body. You may not sleep straight all night long, but your body needs to extend fully to stretch your muscles and articulation while you sleep. The human body needs to move at least every 20 minutes or so, even in your sleep. You also need extra bed length behind your head to allow room for your pillow. Sleeping correctly cross-sided in a van is not a good idea. In a minivan, it's impossible, even for a very small person. Test the size of your future van bed on your own home bed by putting heavy objects to limit its size to your future van's bed size. Then try to sleep on that bed size. Nothing is better than a simulation. That way, you'll have no surprises. Don't simply follow van tour videos tendencies. There is a lot of duplication without real, true, tested experience. Please avoid nice looking with bad comfort. You will sleep night after night in that bed. Second issue, having only a single bed is not a good idea. Except if you have a bike that is worth as much as a car and you really can't have it locked outside on a roof rack or a bumper rack. Effectively, you may be bachelor right now, but hopefully you may not stay that way forever. But also, think that traveling with a friend is something that you may have the opportunity to do. Even if a bed is not large, you can always sleep well by sleeping head to toes to give you more room. After all, my small van bed is about the size of a 2-person backpacking tent. Third issue, having a comb bed or a folding bed that does not allow you to rest your back comfortably on a flat and sufficient backrest surface is quite an inconvenience. Don't forget that the walls of a minivan are not even. I have been car camping for years. I can tell you that having only the front seats to rest your back is not fun. If you leave for a weekend, it's not too bad. But if you plan to travel, you will definitely miss something flat to rest your full back at comfy angles. Fourth issue, when you look at a bed design, just think about what you do with the sheets, the duvet, and the pillows in sofa position. A design may seem cool, but you have to store those things during the day, and this is fastidious to me. Isn't it for you? I much prefer that kind of solution. Fifth issue, adding unnecessary moving parts, articulations to bed legs, bed structure, or removable legs that you have to store will increase the risk of rattles. Choosing a design limiting loose parts or interconnecting parts will definitely minimize the risk of rattles. The bed is the #1 risk for rattles. Traveling with rattles is an absolute no-go. In my van, there's absolutely no rattles, and it is not by chance. You can learn about eliminating rattles in my previous video about how to secure cabinets and bed. Sixth issue, from the perspective of storage, raising a bed to allow maximum storage under the bed is a mistake. I have already elaborated on this in my previous video, 11 mistakes, van conversion. But it is also an air temperature consideration. Heat definitely goes up, so sleeping high near the roof with less air volume to breathe is not a good thing. Seventh issue. Using light materials is preferable. The use of presswood or excessive thickness, like using 2x4 for the whole structure, will increase the weight of the bed. Also, when you will fold and unfold your bed, you do not want it to be too heavy. Eighth issue. Having a complicated bed to do and undo is fastidious, laborious, and tedious. So articulated legs or a bed structure to deploy and lock, or legs to screw and unscrew, or bed sheets and duvet to remove, store and install again are not easy peasy options. Go for something simple. If it's not simple, I'm not into it. Again, I much prefer something simple as this. Ninth issue. Having a too large or too long a bed is a waste of storage, kitchen space, etc. You have to get the most of every corner of a van, and even more of a minivan. 10th issue. It is easier to fall in a longitudinal split mattress than a transversal split mattress. In fact, a longitudinal split in a mattress is necessarily a source of discomfort, while you don't even notice a transversal split in a mattress. Be sure to have a well-contoured framed mattress to avoid having a gap to fall in while sleeping. With my bed design with transversal split mattresses, you feel nothing. Eleventh issue. A longitudinal folding bed gives longitudinal space in a van. Do you want this in a minivan where you have quite limited height space to circulate? When sitting more than one, it is further to reach the back. And what about having to go out when you are the person in the far back of the van? That's a lot of shuffling around in a bent position at every meal or at night time. 12th issue. A futon mattress is quite heavy to carry and to manipulate. Saving on this weight has no downsides. 13th issue. If your bed uses hinges in its construction, you need the hinges to be well supported. Be sure not to cut on bed structure. You need a good bed structure to move normally on it. It is even more important when you will be two persons using it. 14th issue. Go try your mattress in a store. There's nothing better than trying the real thing rather than reading a review to learn how others feels comfortable. 15th issue. The use of a sleeping bag is not a good idea in the long term. If you plan to travel often, a sleeping bag is not quite convenient at all to wash as well as for comfort. 16th issue. A bed really must have both features, bed and sofa. You really need a comfy sofa. Fixed front seats are not convenient at all when you live in a vehicle. 17th issue. You need to be seated upright for your legs. The closer you are to 90 degrees knees angle, the better it is. Since a minivan roof is really not high, you should customize your bed legs to your size to be more comfy. 18th issue. Follow the right steps in your van conversion. Watch my video about my suggested steps. The bed is not the first thing to begin with. Next video will be a van life tip video. Go ahead and subscribe not to miss it. There's more than 20 years of car camping and van life experience in my channel. If you haven't seen my van tour, go see it. I just love my van. I have a playlist about van concepts that is quite useful before beginning anything. And I also have one about van conversion techniques in which I receive great and much appreciated comments. Thank you for all those feedbacks. Keep them coming. You will also find in that playlist my video explaining how to do my bed structure and another one that talks about mattresses. Please, if you ever decide to do a van tour video, do not hesitate to share your inspiration sources. It is always very much appreciated. See ya with a van life tip.